What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning into Out Loud with Ashley B, where we will be out loud for all the things we didn't get to say, the things that we want to say, and the things that we're going to say. What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in. If it's your first time, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. And as y'all can see, I have a very special guest in the building today. This is Tashara.
Hey, y'all. What's up? What's up?
And just like the rest, I've known Tashara since the 8th grade. I just like to say that.
It's been so long.
It's been a very long time. Very, very long time, actually. It was like 17, 19 years, something like that.
Let me see. So, yeah.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Going on what? No, I think it's going on like 20 years now. Cause I know.
Because I'm 31, so.
I'm 32. I'll be 33 this year. No, but it's been a minute. We used to kick it.
Yeah.
We used to kick it. Yes, we had some times.
I got some real good memories with Ashley. Like,
yeah, me too.
Some real good ones.
Yeah, we used to live in the same apartments. We went to the same school, all that good stuff. You remember the green boxes? Y'all know what the green boxes are. Y'all know. That was a spot.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Exactly.
You know. I was just thinking about them green boxes.
I seen a post like on Facebook. Somebody had posted.
If them boxes could talk, woo, girl, them boxes know a few things.
Everything. They know a lot. Too much shit.
Too much.
I got a picture of me and Brenda, rest in peace. My best friend that got killed years back. But I have a picture of me and her on the green box.
Really?
Yeah. Like that's the only picture that I have of us, which is crazy. But it was on the green box.
That little green box that was in front of my building.
The one that was in front of mine. Yeah.
I miss them little green boxes.
So anyways, how are you doing today?
I am good. I'm good.
That's good.
Enjoying this beautiful day here in DFW.
I know, right? Okay, so I am tired. I don't like Texas weather. I know I'm from here, but I absolutely hate it because literally it's like freezing cold one day and then it's like hot the next day and then it's like back to cold, or it's like cold in the morning and then it's like hot. You just can't dress for this weather. Like there's no, your allergies is all fucked
Just
up.
have a bag in the back with a jacket, some pants, some shorts. And we finna have ice I think in 3 days.
What?
By the middle of the week, it's gonna be back in the 20s, and we're gonna have a mix of rain and ice.
Girl, don't tell me that I'm supposed to be going to Houston this weekend.
I don't know what it's gonna be like in H-Town, but here in Dallas.
I know, but I'm leaving from here, so hopefully by the time I drive out that way, it's no ice.
Yeah, cause.
I can't do it.
Yeah, not driving through the south side. They be getting the rain the worst. Oh
my gosh, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that weather. I know I did check it like sometime last week, and it said it was gonna be cold. So I'm like, damn, because it's my sister-in-law's birthday, and she wants to go to Houston for her birthday, whatever.
Happy birthday, sister-in-law.
Shout out to my sister-in-law. Happy birthday. She will be on the show. Y'all stay tuned for that. So I'll get into that here in a second. But, yeah, I did check the weather because she's like, I want to go somewhere nice. I want us to dress and da-da-da-da. And so I was, like, thinking of bringing this, like, little black mini dress that I have. And I was like, I don't know. I got to bring a coat, a trench coat or something, some high boots.
Wear your dress, put your coat on,
you know what?
Mary J boots and go.
You know how they say hoes don't get cold? Bitch, I get cold. I know I ain't no hoe. Listen, after I lost weight, I swear to you, like, since I've lost the weight I've lost, I'm always cold, and I don't not like it. Like, I'm always freezing cold. Like, if it was, like, 60, I'd probably be cold right now. It's, like, 65, 67 right now.
Okay, so we need to get you a good hoodie game going.
Oh, I got some hoodies.
Okay.
I do, but I'll still be freezing. Like, I got to have a space heater in my own house.
Let me find out. Nah, we need to go get you an iron test. We need to go make sure your iron is
You know, I thought about that. I'm glad you said that. I definitely need to check on that again. I did think about that when it started happening. I'm like, damn, why am I so cold? But then, too, I did change my eating a lot. Mm-hmm. So that possibly could be it.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, we need to go check on that.
You're right. I'll just go buy some iron pills, see if it works.
You passing out in the middle of Target or something.
You know, and I have been real tired. Look at you. Okay, Dr. Tashara. You know, I definitely, yeah, now that I'm thinking about everything, I've been sleepy. And cold, yeah.
You know, TikTok University.
I should know all that stuff. My mom, her ass, she know everything. She's in the medical industry. Well, she's always been in the medical industry, but she's a medical biller and coder, so she reads charts all day.
Yeah, so she know what it's
But yeah, so I'm going to Houston this coming weekend with my sister-in-law. I will forever call her my sister-in-law. This is my daughter's aunt on her daddy's side, but me and her are like this.
Oh, so she says.
Yeah, she says for sure.
That's important.
Yeah. So I always be like, my sister-in-law or sis, whatever. Be like, who is that? I'm like, oh, I got to tell people.
Your mama had an order?
Girl. Or they think it's my brother's girl to his wife. So, but they both my sister-in-laws regardless. But anyway, I hope y'all having a great day so far. We are going to be talking about healing. So I wanted to ask you, what does healing mean to you?
Oh, what does healing mean to me? Mm-hmm. To me, healing is unbotheredness. You're unbothered. That's when you are unbothered, you have healed.
You know, when you took that, I swear you took the words right out of my mouth. That is exactly how I feel about it. You are not bothered by whatever you went through. And it's not even just like relationship-wise, just even within ourselves, you know? Once it no longer bothers you, like if you can talk about it, think about it, and it does not get you in your feelings, like, angry, sad, bitter, all that shit, I definitely feel like you've healed as a person.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. So it means the same to me. Healing to me means you are unbothered. So just for me, like in my long-term relationship, nothing that I think of that happened does not bother me at all.
So you in there?
Yeah. It definitely took some time, but I'm proud of myself for getting here. Like, I don't hold it against him either. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We have a good co-parenting relationship. We can have conversations about anything, really. Mm-hmm. And if I need him to be there, he'll be there for me. And if he needs me to be there, I'll be there for him type stuff. But yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. Like,
that's the way it should be.
At all. And I feel like when you get older, you start to understand people's actions and you start to learn, like, it wasn't me, it was them. Because a lot of the times when we're younger, it's like, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? Why don't he love me? Why don't I look this way? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
I'm doing fault. This. Yes, you always put the blame on yourself, like, in anything. And it's not even, like I said, it's not even just relationship, just period. You always try to find fault within yourself instead of trying to take the time to figure out, okay, well, these are their actions. They're doing this. Yeah. What is it that they don't love about themselves? Or why are they unhappy with themselves that they're treating me in this type of manner? Because we all know they do all that shit, but the minute you leave or when it gets too late and they start to realize, then it's like, you're the best relationship I've ever been in. Right. I love you. Take me back.
Don't be sorry, ho. Be careful. Like,
love it.
You waited too late to be sorry. But no, that's what you said is absolute facts. And that comes with maturity and growth, but that's also healing yourself. Because when you're still younger, say for, like us, when we were in our early 20s, even mid-20s, late teens, and it's, what did I do? I'm going to use one of my own relationships, for example. The first, because when I was a teenager, y'all ain't never been a hoe, so let's clear that up. I've never been a hoe. But, I was a little heartbreak. When I was a teenager, because I was so used to being chased and being wanted and being desired, and I played that to my advantage. And plus, I got a short attention span. Like, I fall for people quick, but I fall over them even quick. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm bored. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first relationship I got in, and I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this real serious. Like, it's so serious, y'all. I got this man name tattooed on my back. That's another story for another day. I don't regret it, though, but
I got one, too.
See? I wasn't healed yet. I wasn't healed yet.
I thought this was the forever relationship.
I just knew. I knew. But I used to sit back and I used to be like, what is like, why is he doing this? What is the problem? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, why you can't? And literally, it happened out of the blue one day. I woke up and I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, what is your problem? Why are you letting him do this to you? At this point, you can't figure out what's wrong with him. What's wrong with you? And so when I went down, I asked myself that question, and I went down that road and discovering myself. Like, I had to heal my childhood self, things that I seen in childhood that made me think, okay, this is acceptable. This is what love looks like. A lot of healing, people think is just, healing a broken heart. You literally have to heal your inner child, because your inner child is what needs the most healing.
Man, all that shit I agree with. Every last word you said. Because as I've gotten older, I've realized I'm a lot like my mom sometimes in relationships, and I don't like all the things that I've seen. She's never had to me, one relationship. I'm not gonna say never, and it was a very long-term relationship that she had. My dad passed away when I was 3. My mom was married. They were married. She said she doesn't want to be remarried. That's her. That's her choice. But she was in a very long-term relationship for like 20 years with somebody, and it was a lot of toxicness. And I can't say it was just the man either. She had a lot to play in it, And I see myself sometimes doing some of the same shit that she did in my relationship. I'm like, whoa, hold up now. Like, nah, this is not cool. No, my mom.
Yeah.
I try my very hardest to not cut somebody down. Even if that person is talking shit to me or pissing me off or getting me to this breaking point, I might say something, but I'll stop myself and I say, you know what? I apologize. I shouldn't have even said that to you. Like, I'm quick to apologize for my faults, because I don't want to be like that. And it does come from your childhood, because you do see all that stuff and you think it's okay.
It's normalized. That's all you know. So to you, it's like.
And you know what? I feel like we kind of, when we're not healed from our childhood, we tend to teach our children that.
Yes. That's the biggest thing for me, that I heal every day. It's a new part of me. I try to heal every day, because I don't want my daughters, first of all, I don't want them to go through the shit I went through in my teens and early 20s. Because listen, I can't wait. When they get to a certain age, I'm definitely going to talk to them. There's nothing that I won't tell them if it's going to help them to not do the shit that I did and go through what I went through. So, but they're the biggest determining factor with me, wanting to be completely healed all the way. Because if I'm broken, I'm just giving myself to them in pieces, not whole. My kids deserve a whole mother, my daughters and my son. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you got to just heal, put them pieces together. Healing childhood trauma, I'm so big on that. You see, I talk about that a lot on Facebook, though. Like, yeah, I'm really, really big on it. It is important. It's crucial. It's vital. It is vital.
So do you have any, like, suggestions or tips on, like, self-healing? Do you go to counseling? I
believe in
books?
Therapy.
Okay.
I believe in therapy.
Me too.
I go to therapy. I haven't been here recently, but I believe in therapy, especially for people like us, women of color, yourself and myself. Men, I don't know why y'all don't like therapy. I get, anytime I talk to a man about therapy, it's, I don't need nobody to, I got this, and I'm like, bro, like, no, these people are there to, they're just gonna listen. You need somebody to listen to you, because you have not been heard. That's your problem. Nobody heard you when you were a child. Nobody heard you when you was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? You was crying out for help in your own ways. When you was in your 20s, even now, you getting lit every weekend. You're crying out for help. Nobody's listening to you.
Right.
Go see a therapist. Like, no, I really believe in therapy.
Me too. It's very important to seek help, especially from a professional, somebody who is, like, on the outside looking in and doesn't know you, because they're going to tell you the truth.
They can't be biased.
Exactly. They're not going to be biased at all, and they're going to tell you the truth, and they're going to tell you things that you're going to be like, what? And it's going to start. Because when I had talked to a psychologist, I actually seen a psychologist, not a therapist. I've seen a psychologist. 2020, I was going through it. First of all, I've been going through it. But 2020, when COVID hit, it was a very scary thing for me at the beginning, because it was the unknown. And I was so terrified about my daughter, you know, and it was just really, really traumatizing to me. So traumatizing that I stayed in the house the whole year. Yeah, I broke down crying. I was crying, traumatized. I was like, I know I got COVID.
See,
I was like, I know I got it. But I talked to somebody. When I talked to him, he was just asking me like normal stuff. You know, what do you do for a living? You know, did you graduate? Why do you feel like you're having anxiety? I was like, I've never suffered from anxiety or depression ever in my life before, because I feel like I'm a very strong-minded person. So if I even feel anything, like I control myself to like, I'll say mask is what I was doing. I mask shit. I cover shit up and I forget about it. I bury shit. So when I talked to him, I told him, you know, a lot of my family members have anxiety, depression, all this shit. A lot of my family suffer from that. He started asking me stuff about like graduating, if they graduated, just all this stuff. And he's like, well, how did you make it out? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, your first, you know, generation, I've graduated. I was the first in my generation to graduate high school or in my immediate family. And I was like, I don't know. I just knew I had to.
right.
You know, and then he started asking me these questions. He's like, you're a controlling person. And I was like, what? Like, I took offense to it, but he was like, you're not controlling. You don't try to control people. You are very controlling on your outcome of life. So he was like telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, wow, like I didn't see these things like that. And he started bringing up my childhood stuff.
Yep. And it hit you.
And it hit me, like, literally, like, light bulbs went off. I was like, oh, my gosh. And he did suggest meditating for me to calm down and all that stuff. I did not do it at the time.
I cannot tell you how many times I can't meditate. I just can't.
It's hard.
My mind just won't stay focused. I can do everything else but meditate, journal. I just cannot. I can't do it.
Just your mind just consistently going and going. Are you just consistently thinking?
Yeah, like I cannot center my thoughts into just one streamline. You know, I got
kids and stuff. And it was hard when he was asking me, like, even just trying to do it on the phone with me. My daughter was around. He was like, okay, let's reschedule. I need you 45 minutes, like, no interruptions. And I'm like, I can't give you 45 minutes of my time. I have a child.
Right.
Like, my child is with me all the time. I can't just be like, oh, take you over here to your daddy's. Her daddy lives in another state, you know. But it's very important, y'all, like, to get help. You know, a therapist, a psychologist, even life coaches, I feel like are very beneficial as well. You can definitely go on Facebook and all social medias and find somebody to talk to that are like licensed professionals.
Because they, like Ashley said, they are going to ask you questions, and they're not just going to dive in like, why are you angry? Like, no, it's not like that. See, because you never know what it is. Like, for the longest, we thought that I just had anger issues. I don't know if you remember at Bush.
I wouldn't go to Bush.
Not for you personally at Bush, but at Bush and at Ranchview, they told my mom I had to take anger management. They was like, no, we got to send her to these classes X amount of times a week. Because we just thought I was angry. Like, come to find out, all these years, I'm not angry. I was diagnosed officially with PTSD and anxiety in 2019. And when I got that diagnosis, a lot of shit just came full circle for me. And my anxiety stems from, ironically, control. If I feel like I don't have control over a situation, it causes my anxiety to go through the roof. So
that's me.
It was like my kid's dad was like, that makes sense because that's why you act the way you act. Like, y'all should see me in traffic because I can't control the flow. Like, I am a horrible.
I've seen some of them videos.
Man, I'm horrible.
I got road rage. I ain't gonna lie. Man. I try not to when my daughter's in the car because I'm like, she's in the car. People be shooting. I mean,
I can't help it. And that's when I got it the worst with my kid. And I've been trying to stay calm because I'm like, if somebody's shooting my car, like, and I got my kids with me, like, I'm shooting back. I need you to understand. We gonna have a shootout on this motherfucker, but my road rage is real bad. But
how you working on that though? Are you working on it?
Yeah, it's a lot better than what it's been.
Okay.
Because I used to be okay, you cut me off, I'm going where you going. We finna pull up to the same. And they was like, you gotta stop doing that.
I
Like,
did
you
that.
gonna get hurt. And I'm like,
Oh.
what did I just say? You gonna have to shoot me first, or you better be able to whoop my ass. One of the two. Because listen, but no, since I done had kids, y'all be trying to calm down, because you know motherfuckers crazy out here. They crazy. They not healed.
They just as crazy as you. Look, they just as crazy.
And they
as
not
us.
working on themselves like we working on ourselves.
That's even worse.
So,
That's worse
yeah.
when they not.
Yeah, no, yeah, that you know, I don't think anxiety is something that we can necessarily heal from. It's just something you have to learn how to manage and learn how to live with, which is what I'm doing. But it has helped to have a diagnosis instead of just thinking I'm mad all the time. I'm easily frustrated. And it's like, no, because when I get like that now, I recognize that this is something that you can't control and you're just reacting to it. And my need for control stems from my childhood. Me, two parts of my childhood. One part feeling like I just did not have control, and then when I had to step up and take control, because I had my little brother was my first baby. I always say my first baby I was his protector, his caregiver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I know.
I had to be I had to control, you know, get up, we gotta go to school, you know, mama at work, gotta wake myself up, wake little brother up, and all that, you know. So I feel like things have to go the way I planned them. If it's not on my schedule, I don't have control over it, it causes me to go into a fit of rage. Or I get really, really emotional because I feel like I'm losing control.
I can understand all that. And with you saying that, like, you had to grow up early. I did too. I had to take care of my brother all the time. And I have a little brother too. We're the bigger sisters, and we both have younger brothers. And it was the same thing. My mom had to get up. My mom was a single mother, and so she had to get up and go to work. And, okay, y'all get to school, Ashley. Make sure your brother goes to school, because he was always trying to skip school. I dragged him to Landry, like literally all the way down to the damn end of the apartments, because we live close to the exit gate. He's like, okay, I'm getting up. And he was like, let me walk, because I was dragging him to school. He did not want to go.
Because I'm not going to get in trouble for you. So
right. My mom, I never got in trouble. I'll say that. My mom gave me full trust, because I did not break her trust. That was one thing I did not do. And I would never steal her car. I always told her where I was going, who I was with. When I got there, that was me. So she's like, I never worried about it. But
I think that's why we had a lot of freedom. When
we had a lot of freedom.
Because we had the cool house. But I was like, that's because I didn't do dumb shit with my mama. So
exactly.
She didn't have a reason to be like, no, you can't do this. I didn't have a curfew my whole teenage life, but that's because I knew better than just walk in the house whenever I fucking felt like it.
Yeah.
You know?
It was the same for me with my mom. And shit, I was driving my mom's car with no license in 8th grade.
Because Ashley was the driver. Listen, Ashley was going, we had to go somewhere. Ashley was the driver, because she was driving first before everybody was driving.
I did. I got pulled over too. I remember that shit. But that's going back to that. I had to grow up as well. And I feel like we're a lot alike. We have very similar childhood, backgrounds, whatever, as far as being the bigger sisters and having the little brothers and having to make sure, hey, we get them to school, or make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing to help our mothers who were single mothers. So it put a lot of pressure on us. We didn't really get to enjoy childhood. I've been taking care of my brothers since I could remember, like even in elementary school, all the time, because, like I said, my dad passed away, and my mom, when people grieve, they grieve differently. Everybody's different. She partied. She drank. That was her way of coping with it. And I remember a lot of times I had stayed up late, like me and my brother, and I'm praying, like, please let my mom make it home. Like, that was my childhood.
Yeah.
And, she would drink and, be knocked out the next day, and I'm getting up early. I remember walking to school in elementary in the 1st grade. It was on the end of our house on our street. I would get up and go to school, make sure I got myself to school. My brother always gave me trouble. Well, he didn't when he wasn't going to school at that time, but I would get up and go. And I did a lot of shit by myself, a lot. I grew up very quick. So now that I'm older and I'm going through all this shit, I'm just like, damn, I really never got to enjoy being a kid. It was a lot of responsibilities and pressures, and I try so hard not to do that to my daughter. That's my biggest thing. Like, I don't want her to feel like, oh, she's got to rush to get older. She got all her life to be older.
Cause listen, it ain't nothing to rush into. It's nothing to rush into.
Because if I go back to being a kid and in school, shit, I'm gonna take it any day.
The only thing I had to do was be up again, up in the morning,
do these little chores, baby.
I be singing while I wash the dishes, singing while I'm sweeping the floor instead of huffing and puffing. Because listen, all I wanted to do was drink a little bit and be able to stay up as late as I didn't ask for all this other stuff. Like, I didn't ask to pay bills.
Oh, man, I was thinking about that shit today.
And all that. Like, what's going on? Like, no. But, yeah, absolutely. Damn, that just really got me thinking about life when I was little. Like, and when people, for some reason, when you say you have to heal from your childhood, people think you had a horrible childhood. Like, that's not like you were just abandoned, neglected. Like, no, there are just things that you realize now as an adult. Like, you know, damn, I should not have had to do that as a kid. I should not have had to go through that. You know what I'm saying? And I think, I don't know about in your case, like my mom, we really had really similar childhoods. My mom, it wasn't never a case where she would like be passed out the next day. She worked a lot, but my mom partied. She clubbed a lot during the times when I wanted her the most. Like when I was in my 13, 14, when I wanted, you know, to be best friends with my mom, she was at life and shit.
Shit, Sandra's still in life.
She's still enjoying for that. Like for a long time. And I was like, you know, but it took me to get older to realize my mom had her own shit that she hadn't healed from. You know what I'm saying? So
that's that understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, luckily for us, you know, we come from a different generation. Our parents, they come from that where, you know, it is what it is. Like, I am the way I am. Versus us now, we like, okay, yeah, this is how I was, but yeah, this shit stopped with me. Like, nah.
We break in these generational curses around here. Cause, you know? I cannot, that is a fear of mine to put my daughter through that shit. And I'm not going to say like she hasn't experienced some of the things that I've gone through, because she has. But, you know, she's 7. I still got time, and I've been working on it, but I got time to, you know, do the right thing and show her better than I could tell her.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to be an example to her. And she's a major, major factor in why I left my relationship.
Oh, girl. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I could not. The arguing and all that in front of her was like, the one time, I don't want to go into detail about it because that's something I'll keep private. But the one time when I seen her little face, that shit tore me up. I said, you know what? We're not going back to this. That's it. Like, I don't care how much I love somebody. I love her more than I fucking love myself. I do not ever want to see that look on her face again. So, and it wasn't nothing physical or anything like that, so y'all don't get no thoughts running through your mind. But just the fact that her feelings were so hurt tore me up. And I was like, nope. I'm done.
That stuff sticks with them. That people think, you know, when they're little, like if they're 4, 5, 6, they're gonna forget. I forgot a lot of stuff from my childhood, but the traumatizing shit, I have not forgotten that. I can still relive some of those moments over, like they just happened yesterday. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so to see her face like that, that's something that she's gonna carry. You know what I'm saying? You don't want her to keep having to carry that. Like. Yeah. Yeah, like, no, gotta heal for the babies. If not for no other reason,
for the babies. Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Because you want to.
We're trying to
not what we had done to us.
And I feel like, and I'm really actually very proud of our generation, because I've seen a lot of people doing self-healing, self-love, really like trying to work on themselves. Yeah. And it's so important, y'all. Like, it is so important to do, because a lot of us have kids, and I feel like we are doing better than our parents are doing. Shout out to the parents.
I was talking about that to somebody the other day, especially the people that, our generation as a whole, but the people that I grew up with. When I say I'm so proud of y'all, like a lot of y'all, I don't know one deadbeat father. Not one.
Baby.
Not one. I don't know any deadbeat mothers. Now there's people that I grew up with that
Love
I'm,
y'all too.
I'm looking at them. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know nobody that's just out here that I grew up with, close to, that is just down bad. Like
I can agree to that.
I was just talking to somebody about that. Like we really got out here and we made the decision to not be that way. Like we really made the decision to not be that way. And it is a decision.
It's a choice. Mm-hmm. It is a choice because you can make a choice to be that way or not be that way. So it takes a lot of just not even motivation. It just takes a lot of self-discipline to say, hey, I'm not gonna be like this for my kids.
And it takes courage to let go of what you know. This is the only thing I knew. You know what I'm saying? I only knew this way, being raised this way. I only knew my childhood is this way. I only knew this was the right way. You know what I'm saying? And to say, this is wrong, this was wrong. Yeah, I got to step out on new territory. Like, I'm scared to figure out how this is going to go if I let go of what I knew to be safe. But I got to do it. Like,
it's change that a lot of people are scared of. Mm-hmm. It is. And it is a scary thing because you never know. It's the fear of always not knowing. And that's the control part of me. I don't know how this is going to end. Mm-hmm. I don't know the outcome of these things. So when I don't have control, it's like I'm like all over the place. Like I haven't really had like an anxiety episode or anything like that. Panic attacks, because when I tell you 2020 was hard for me, I was literally like, I can't breathe. Mm-hmm. I never experienced that before.
That was a wild time we had to live through.
Man, it was a real, like, man. So just kind of circling back, for me personally, I know, like, lately it's like, oh, she's always out or she's doing this and partying. Nobody has seen me do that in a very long time. Mm-hmm. Like, I have literally devoted my life to my child. And when I say literally devoted and dedicated my life to her, anybody that knows me and has been in contact with me and really close to me these past 7 years, they will tell you, my family asked me to babysit my daughter. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, for what? Like, I'm not going nowhere doing it. Let me watch her. I can take care of her. I promise you she'll be good. I don't trust nobody with her. Mm-hmm. It is very hard, and where I'm at today, it took a lot for me to trust, even my mom with my daughter, because I'm like, if she's not with me, something happens in your care, like that should be going through my mind. But anyway, so it took a lot for me to get to where I'm at today. Mm-hmm. It took a lot for me to enjoy me time, because I wasn't giving myself me time, and you need that time as well for your self-healing. So you cannot lose yourself just because now you're a mother or you're a wife or you're a girlfriend or whatever the case is. Don't lose yourself in the process, because then you start having resentment. Yep. You start getting angry, frustrated, because it's so much on you. You don't really.
Now you yelling at the baby. She ain't even did that.
Right.
You just mad. Like,
that's what happens. You start taking it out, and that's why they would say you take it out on the people closest to you. And that's so true. All these sayings, like now that I'm older, all this shit just been clicking.
They make sense.
So I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, they be saying stuff back then.
I think now we actually practice them, though, versus they just used to say that shit to us. They didn't used to practice what they was preaching, but yeah. But, to speak on what you just said, I say that a lot. A lot of people do not do that because of fear. Like you said, I don't want to be looked at as a bad mom. And it took me, when I first had my daughters, by the time I had my son, I was in the parenting game, so I was like, yeah, we good. But when I first had when my daughters were born, their whole first year of life, I didn't work.
I didn't work either.
Because I was probably, they were almost 2 when I went back to work.
Me too.
And I was just completely dedicated to being, I didn't care about nothing else. I had 2 brand new babies, and I needed to be a mom. And I realized that I was losing myself in being a mother. And you cannot do that as a woman, as a parent, because one day your kids are going to grow up. They're going to have their own families. And if you've just completely dedicated yourself to being a mom, being a wife, especially being a mother, when they grow up and they start their own families, where does that leave you? You don't know anything but being a mom.
Exactly.
That's all you know.
Exactly. I agree to all that.
And you feel bad in the beginning, but that's like the more time you get out there for yourself, it's like you cannot pour from an empty cup. It's, to use the analogy my daddy used to say, God rest his soul. If you in a plane crash It's the reason why they tell you when the mask drop, you put your mask on before you help anybody else. Before you put your child's mask on, you put your mask on. How good are you going to be to your child if you passed out in the seat next to him?
Exactly.
And it make a lot of sense. You have to put yourself first. You have to. You cannot love nobody more than you love yourself, because you cannot give that excess love to anybody else if you don't have it to give.
You got to learn to love yourselves, learn to heal. And I just want to say this because I see it a lot on especially social media. And I have really been, I post a lot, but I don't get on there and look like I used to.
It'll drive you crazy.
It is depressing.
It'll drive you crazy.
A lot of you, you know, like we said earlier, a lot of you doing great. But again, we all have something we got to work on. And a lot of people need to reach out to somebody. If you cannot, and I'm just going to throw some stuff out there for y'all. A lot of people, I don't have insurance. This is expensive. Where do I go, you know, or who can I talk to? Like I said earlier, there are licensed professionals that will talk to you if you just reach out to them and explain your situation. Look some people up. If you can on social media, you can find all kind of shit. If you can search where to go to in Atlanta, Georgia, you can definitely do it.
You can find out who to talk to.
Right. But also, if you have, if you work for an employer, and this is just, like if you are a contractor, non-contract, whatever, permanent, temporary, whatever, majority of all employers offer EAP. That is, what does the E stand for? Employer Assistance Program. That's what it's called. They have where you can talk to like a therapist, even a licensed professional like a psychologist or somebody for free. They give you like anywhere between 1 to 5 sessions free. So reach out to them if you have to. Use your resources. There are a lot of different resources out there for you to get help. You know, it's easy to go on social media and post your problems and stuff, but you just venting is not helping. You need to work on it. And like I tell my friends all the time, if you need me, I'm here. If I haven't talked to you in a while, I'm here. You know,
use your friends, please. Like, ask them first if they're going through their own stuff, because a lot of times we ready to just release on somebody else, and they might be carrying it. You know, is it okay if I talk to you about this? I'm going through this. Do you have space to help me through it? But use your friends. Like, please. Your friends are more willing to help you than you realize. Something I had to learn too, because I retreat within myself a lot when I'm going through something, and I just fall back, and everybody be like, "Where you been? Why you didn't let us know?" My misery don't like company. It does not like company, and I feel like my control thing is gonna come out the way I want it if I just leave all the control up to me. And my friends be like, "Girl, no, what is wrong with you? Like, let us help you. Use your friends."
I was like that for a while. I shut everybody out. For years, I did that. For a long time, I went ghost. It's not a secret. I've talked about it a lot. And I don't ever cry like that. I will by myself. Well, I used to. I don't cry now. Like, it's really hard. And shout out to Shay. She told me this. She's like, you, for logical shit, it's like, it's okay. You cheated on me, whatever. It is what it is. I can't change the past. I can't change the fact that you went and slept with that woman. What can I do about it? I can't cry about it because there's nothing I can do to change that situation. So for me, logical shit, it's just like, okay, it is what it is. Now, when it's stuff, you know, like death, things like that, is totally different, or anything to pertain to my child. Then I'm a totally different person. But back then, I used to be very emotional. I was a very emotional person. I was very hurt back then. And I didn't cry in front of nobody, though, like that. My cousin, my blood cousin, who is my mom's sister's daughter, I cried one day. I was drunk. That's what happened, though. I cried so hard, y'all. Like, I was bawling, crying. This happened last year, I think in like May, June. And she's like, I've never seen you cry like that. I've never seen you cry, period. They were so shocked, like, that I was crying and to cry the way I did in front of them, because I'm so used to being closed off. Hell no, not now. I'll be calling them, y'all. I need to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Now it's like, now I'm like, nah, my support system, shout out to y'all. And what's crazy is, say, utilize your friends. I feel like, and this will be another topic, but I feel like my friends are more there for me and supportive of me in anything than my family.
Listen. Listen.
And like I said, that's a.
Listen. Your family is you create your family. I strongly believe that. You can't help who you are related to. You related to who you related to, but your family is who you create, who you determine. This is my family. Everybody be like, oh, you call everybody your cousin for people that call everybody their. Well, maybe they feel like everybody is their cousin. Shit, maybe they real cousins ain't shit. So they went down and made them some cousins. Right. That's your sister. That's your brother. You call everybody your brother. Well, maybe she feel like them her brothers. Those are her sisters. Her real brothers and sisters ain't shit. Shout out to my brothers and sisters, though, because I got the best siblings in the, especially my little brother. Like, shout out to my siblings. But, yeah, my family all over the United States, so I really don't have a centralized point of family. Like, everybody, because y'all know I'm listen, if you ask me where I'm from, I'm going to say Dallas every time, and I'm going to get offended if you don't say, I know I was not born here, but this is where I'm from. But nah, all my family is in the Midwest. I got family in Houston. I got family in California, in Florida, like people everywhere. I got people here in Dallas, but yeah.
All my families, we all from Dallas, so we all here. And it's not to say like I have a bad relationship with anybody. Oh, I get along great with everybody, but there's not one family member that pops in my head that I can be like, let me call.
Right. Yeah.
Like my sister-in-law.
That's it.
Is always there and supportive of me, and this is my brother's wife, his kids' mother. Like, I'm so close with now. That's somebody that I can call, but like my blood, my relatives, I don't have one person where I can call, off back. Like, oh, let me call them. Like that. Just my go-to. My go-to people are literally Raven and Shay. Those are my go-to, and my sister-in-law. Like those three are my go-to people right now. And I had other people in my life that I used to be close with, my other friends, my best friends. But, life is life, and we grow apart. Not to say that I have any beef with anybody or, we don't get along or anything, but I'm just not as close. Life has taken me in a different direction. And it has a lot to do with my... Exactly. Everybody's seasonal.
Seasonal people are not always a bad thing. Like,
no, you learn. You learn from them, and they were there for you. I don't regret anybody that's been in my life. I might be mad about some situation, or maybe we could have handled things differently, but I could never be like, I hate them. I'm not a hateful person. When I literally, people say, oh, I don't hate on nobody. I literally do not hate anybody at all. No matter the situation we've been through or gone through together, I don't hate nobody. I don't like that word, period, in my vocabulary.
It takes too much energy
because
to hate people.
It's very negative. And
it's exhausting.
And it does take a lot of energy and stuff out on you. But y'all get y'all some help. I will try to see, though, and I'll go ahead and put that down at the bottom, like the Employee Assistance Program. I'll put that name again down there so y'all can ask your employers, whoever you work for. Like I said, you don't even got to be a permanent employee. You can be a temporary. Reach out to your agencies. And, again, search whatever you can. And if I can find somebody as well, I'll put some links down for you. Hey, if you ever need to reach out to me on social media because you absolutely have nobody to talk to, I'm here. Because I really don't want to, see anything bad happen to anybody because they ain't have nobody. We all went to school together. I want to see everybody thrive, and I'm proud of everybody. All of our friends are entrepreneurs. Everybody's doing something, doing positive things with their life. It's very beautiful to see.
It really is.
I'm proud of everybody.
I was concerned for some of y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little worried. But
y'all pulled through. Look, y'all done pulled through. So thank you for coming. Do you want the people to follow you or not?
I mean, y'all can. I really don't be on nothing but Facebook. I keep saying I'm a get into other social media because people keep asking me you need to do this, you need to do that. But
Instagram is really, that's my place. Like I don't really like Facebook. When Instagram came out, I've been on Instagram. Like that is mine.
I've never been on Instagram like that. Like ever.
I
have
Instagram.
Like probably 5 Instagram pages.
But see,
I'll never be on them, so I forget the username and the passwords.
And Facebook is more like writing because I see you're more of a writer. And Instagram is more like picture. You do captions and stuff and reels, but I like to do videos. I like to talk, as y'all can see. But anyways, well, I'll put her Facebook link down there.
My face, yeah.
Y'all get some good gems on there. She be dropping gems on there and talking about a lot of good stuff. So y'all follow Tashara. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And y'all go follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. The word of the week is healing, okay? That is the word of the week. Y'all go heal. Yes, heal, period. Thank y'all. We out. Whoop.